Today it's a race between the plane and the train between two key cities in Italy. I'm here in Naples and headed to Rome and back. We'll compare the costs, time, and experience on this quick journey. I'm starting on Via Toledo, so let's hop in a cab and head to the airport. So let's explain the rules. I'm going from Via Toledo to Roma Termini and back. Now, those of you who know Italian geography know this is a dumb exercise. But how dumb it is kind of the point of the video. And sorry to burst your bubble, most of these transit races you see on YouTube are similarly a silly exercise. My hotel told me to leave 2 hours and 30 minutes before my flight. Ticket prices for a one-way flight are as cheap as 62 euros. I arrived at the airport but needed to check a bag, as ITA has very strict baggage policies of 55 centimeters and 8 kilograms. It took quite a while to check my bag, and I made it through security with 52 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock. And here I'm gonna put my thumb on the scale. This is a flight review channel after all. I'm gonna pause the timer. I got to the airport early, and perhaps you don't. Airport theory and all that jazz, right? So I'll keep the timer paused for the next 40 minutes, at least until the gate is posted. I took the opportunity to visit the Perla Lounge, which I accessed with Priority Pass. There's a large seating area and a buffet. Finally, the gate was posted and I headed there to the far end of the terminal, so let's restart the clock. And that's my plane there. Seems it got to the gate before me. The passengers got off, including a prisoner transfer, so that's cool. The announcement in the terminal in English was done in the classic speech-to-text meme voice.
This is the Brian voice that you hear on all the funny memes. Brian says you should subscribe to Travelog. Do it. Do it now.
Boarding was done with priority and non-priority lines on paper, but it really just became a big blob as we walked out to the airplane. The A220-100 is the smallest version of the A220, which I'm a huge fan of. It's 2-3 in economy, and I grabbed the window seat on the side with 2 seats. I'm going to cover the economy experience on ITA in more depth in the next video, but it's a standard slimline seat with acceptable but not great legroom. We began our taxi out and took off. Flying time to Rome was just 35 minutes at 18,000 feet. As we flew north, we had a great view of the island of Capri. There was no service on this super quick flight as we flew up the length of the Italian peninsula. We touched down in Rome, and as soon as I could, I hoofed it off the plane. I needed to wait quite a while for my checked suitcase. I could have taken an Uber into the city, but since the endpoint is Roma Termini, I decided to take the Leonardo Express. It was quite the hike over to the train station. And with my luck, I had just missed the train, so I had to wait for the next one. I boarded the train about an hour after touching down in Rome. The Leonardo Express isn't the fastest train out there by any means, but it was a perfectly fine direct train with no stops. We arrived in Roma Termini an hour and 43 minutes after touching down, which brings the total time to 4 hours and 31 minutes. So that will be the time to beat. After a quick stroll through Rome and the Vatican, I headed to Roma Termini for my train down to Naples.
Right, it is 3 o'clock. We are here at Roma Termini. I will start the timer right now. Normally I'd say I'm supposed to go, but there's no rush. The station is right there, so I'm just gonna mosey on over.
I've covered both Trenitalia and Italo's high-speed trains in separate videos, but Italo remains my favorite. I concluded that Italo's Prima class was the best value and service for the money, and I think they concluded the same. They've rebranded Prima class to be Prima Business class rather than Premium Economy. Still, my advanced saver ticket was only €36.90, which is a great deal. Italo has revamped their lounge in Rome, and a viewer actually commented that the day before, so hey, thanks for that. My premium ticket didn't come with lounge access, but I could purchase it at a discounted rate. While it did look nice, I ultimately decided not to, so I just explored the station. My ticket came with fast-track ticket checks, so showing my ticket to enter the platform area took a matter of seconds. No track was posted for quite a while, but about 13 minutes before scheduled departure, I saw an Italo train racing a Trenitalia one. And reflecting my own preferences, Italo again pulled ahead of Trenitalia. That, however, wasn't my train, which arrived the next platform over. The Prima and Club Executiva cars were at the far end of the train, so I headed down the length of the platform. There's no need to check a bag with the train, as there's both luggage storage areas at the end of the car, as well as overhead. Prima class is in a 1-2 configuration, and I selected a solo seat. Don't worry too much about the direction when booking, as trains reverse directions at several stations, including Rome and Florence. I really like these seats. There's power, a trash can, a footrest, and tons of legroom. I also think they're pretty comfortable. We pulled out 3 minutes late. This AVG 575 has a top speed of 300 km per hour, or 186 miles per hour. It took quite a while to hit 300, but we maintained that for most of the journey. There's even a snack service on board in Prima class. While there's not the fresh pastries as in Club Executiva, I got some cookies and a Coke Zero. Soon enough, Mount Vesuvius loomed in the distance as we approached Napoli Centrale. So here we are in downtown Naples. We could call it here, but I've got to get back to Via Toledo. And while I could easily take a taxi or bus, I'm instead going to take the metro at rush hour to try and give the plane a final chance. And here we are on Via Toledo at 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 47 seconds. So yeah, it's not even close, and this whole comparison is pretty silly. And that's the point. You should take the train, and even that's a big reason Alitalia, sorry, ITA Airways, is really struggling. And you can just as easily here replace Naples with Milan or Venice. It will nearly always be better to take the train over flying. You'd be really dumb not to. So since you've made it this far into the video, I have a confession. I actually wasn't dumb enough to just fly from Naples to Rome. Those of you paying attention might have picked up on this by observing some inconsistencies, so let's rewind the tape. You see, my flight to Rome was in the morning, and the lounge was serving breakfast. Yet I arrived in Rome at night. See, I'm actually still at Rome's Leonardo da Vinci Airport. That footage was from a few days earlier after my TAP flight. A lot of race content on YouTube is similarly staged, I'm afraid. I'm just honest enough to tell you. For now, I'm off to my connecting flight to Nice on ITA, where we can really dive into that clown show of an airline.